without necessarily being louder, it's a little bit louder, but more than that, it's more full. And when you bubbles, what did you notice about your air?
Takes a lot of air.
You had to use more air, didn't you? So that was a lesson that you probably weren't using enough air as you were singing. What else? What else did you do?
We'll have a couple of practice rooms to try that in before we make it to the stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do a lot of bubbling just before you go on. It just reminds you of that sort of thing. We did do a little bit of work on that wonderful surprise chord on Sing. I know you said you worked on that already last week. It's good to remind them of that again when we work on that one next week. Needs, we worked on having some unity there. Glenn, you made a wonderful adjustment to just tuck your voice into the ensemble there. You're a wonderful lead singer, and you didn't see me doing that quartet, right?
No, that sound device, that was baritone.
You were baritone.
Tracy
Right.
was.
Yeah, I remember Tracy.
Yeah.
was the lead singer, yeah.
Who's gonna take it away from
Right.
us?
Yeah. Yeah. So keeping that in mind, so that we don't hear any individual voices sticking out.
I felt like we had a nice soft, if we kept the song soft. There's places where it gets, but
Right.
it's just got a very different character now.
It had a nice arc to it.
Yeah.
So when we got to the end, should I steal your heart? It just made sense there. I mean, we hadn't been bombarded with you shouting at us.
Yeah.
So that was very nice. Yeah. This, by the way, what a nice little arrangement there. I mean, it was, his quartet Brouhaha is singing the Naples this weekend.
Right, yeah. They sang our fall show.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, last year.
Yeah.
Kind of last spring show.
Last spring
Last
show.
spring.
Last spring show. Yeah, they're in Naples now.
Yeah. Anything else come to mind?
I remember when we all closed our eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right, and we just became more aware of how our voice fits into the ensemble. And those are good things to do, now and then. Just kind of, and it partly it's just it changes up our experience, so we just become more aware. Yeah.
Hearing
Well,
each other
but
better.
you said had to do that to listen to make sure we're together.
Right.
So singing together. Would that same concept work for a quartet?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course it would. I mean, one of the key things, I don't know if you've heard about the inner game of music. The original book was called The Inner Game of Tennis. It was a tennis coach. And he said, there's actually two games going on. There's the physical game of playing tennis, but there's the game going on inside your head where this voice inside is always giving you instructions. And usually they're mean. Like, don't hit into that. You idiot. Why did you do that? Like if someone else said to you, you wouldn't play with them. But that's what our voices do inside our head.
Right. Like
You know what I mean?
That's the
Golf.
worst thing.
Golf.
I
Don't
can't
leave it
do
short.
that
Don't leave it short.
myself.
You put it right in his hand, right?
It's very judgmental. Player
It's very judgmental. Right, it's very judgmental. And that's why I said I try to word it in a way that you would assess it and be aware without judging that you were right or that you were wrong and they were right. Just be aware of when it's different. And the amazing thing is when you heighten your awareness like that, most of the time things get better already. Yeah. And then you notice the little things that remain and you can tackle them and you can tackle them again. So that's a really valuable exercise for that all of us.
Very green, I think, with that. Started with the cello, teaching cello.
So the guy who wrote the Inner Game of Tennis was the first one. That was Timothy Galway. And he did the Inner Game of Tennis and he did the Inner Game of Golf, and then Barry Green, the cellist who wrote the Inner Game of Music, applied the same concept. Yeah.
Cello.
Yeah, that's right. Anything else?
Fantastic stuff. We can use
Bunch of
all
stuff.
year long.
Yeah.
Everything we sing.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for diving in. Nice job, Josh.